Hello, students. We will start the class today. So, till the next, last week we have learned about the story and the storyboard, and we will start doing a story and the script. And from this class, we will be doing the storyboard. So this is an introductory class about the storyboarding. What is storyboarding basically, and what are the things that we need to know about storyboarding? We will know in this class. And maybe you will start to do a storyboard, and I have told all of you to bring a A4 size or an A3 size drawing book, and you need to draw. Storyboarding is all about drawings, right? You need to draw. You can do it digitally if some of you prefer to do it digitally, the drawings, you can do it digitally. But it will be better if you do it in an A4 or an A3 size drawing book. Okay, don't use loose papers, because all of the storyboards you need to submit me by the end of the semester. So use a sketchbook or a drawing book to do the drawings. All right. So before going into the practical works, let's understand what is exactly a storyboard is. Now, storyboard is a graphic representation of how your video will look, or it will unfold shot by shot. And I have sent you in the last week the videos about camera shots and camera angles, right? Now, when we were doing the scripts, we had divided the script, we have written the story, we have divided the story into scenes, right? If you remember, in the script, we have written scenes, right? In storyboard, we will draw it according to shots. This is one of the basic difference between a script and a storyboard. Okay, when you are drawing each panels of storyboard, which is made up of number of squares with illustrations or pictures representing each shot, okay, it's about how you will how your video, whether it's a film or a documentary or an animation, whatever it is, how your video will look in when you're finally making the video, your final video production, how it will look. Okay, so storyboarding is basically drawing your film or your video shot by shot. Each shot should be drawn in each squares or number or panels. Okay, so it can have some notes about what's going on in that particular scene, or what's being said in the script during that shot. Okay, so it is a visual representation. It's a visual or a graphic representation. It's a drawing or pictures. It's not written words of a film sequence, and breaks down the action into individual panels. So there you have a scene. Okay, now for example, the scene is that a teacher is entering the class and taking the class. This is the scene. Now, how will I show it with camera shots? Okay, first I can show the teacher maybe on the corridor, standing on the corridor. So this is number one shot. Second shot, if from inside the classroom, the teacher is entering through the door. Okay, try to imagine the whole scene while I am describing it according to shot by shot now. All right, first shot will be the teacher standing in the corridor. Second shot will be the camera is showing. Okay, the second shot will be from inside the classroom, the teacher is entering through the door. So I can explain to the viewers that this is the interior of the classroom and the teacher is coming inside the classroom through the door. Got it? Third shot will be the view of the classroom, because I need to show to the viewers that where this is classroom, whether it's an empty classroom or students are sitting in the classroom. All right. Next shot can be the teacher is teaching or saying something, and that can be the camera can be behind the students, right? So that it can be explained that the teacher is telling addressing the students or telling the students something. The next shot can be a close-up shot of the students. Okay, a medium shot of the students listening to the teacher, so that we can explain that the students are listening actually to the teacher, whatever the teachers are saying. Okay, so this is, as I have divided, this is one single scene. The teacher is entering the class and taking the class and giving a lecture. This is one scene, but this one single scene consists of maybe 7 shots, 7 camera shots. Got it? So in storyboarding, we need to draw these 7 camera shots separately under one single scene. Okay. So in script, what you have done, you have divided the story into different scenes. Scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, etc., right? In storyboarding, you will divide the script into different shots. So in each scene, you need to think that how will I show this scene to the viewers? Okay, so I can plan up for different shots. Got it? So this is how we do the storyboard, to have a visual idea before we start making the shooting. We can have a complete clear picture about how we are going to take the different shots, camera shots. Okay, so it is a series of ordered drawings with camera directions. We can write the dialogues and other details, lighting details, how the lighting will be in each shot. Okay, what the movement of the camera will be, all right? And if there is any dialogue in any particular shot. Okay, so drawing storyboarding in different, drawing the scenes, dividing the scenes into different shots, drawing it inside a rectangular or a square box. Okay, and we can write some description next to the shot that what is exactly happening. I will show you some examples, video examples, to make this clear. But basically, remember one thing very clearly. When you were first, you have written the story, then you have written the script. Now, when you have written the script, you have divided the story into different scenes, planning how will you actually show it in the film, in the video, right? Now you have the complete script with you. Now you need to make the storyboard, where you have to plan how will you divide each scenes into different shots, and that how will you actually show the film, or how will you actually make the film. All right, so this is the last part of the pre-production. If you remember, I have said pre-production is before starting the actual shooting for a film, okay, or for animation. Pre-production is before starting to make the animation in the computer. Okay, production part is doing the animation, actual animation in the computer, designing the characters and etc., and making the whole animation in the computer software or hand animation or whatever. And post-production is editing, dubbing, putting the music, background music, etc. So this storyboarding is the last step before starting the film. So before starting the film, you have a very complete picture, a complete idea about how your film will going to be looking like. What are the different shots? What are the different camera angles? what are the different lightings, etc., that you will use in each shot. So that, as I have said, it's film production is not one person's job, right? It's 100 people are associated with it, or number of people are associated with it. So you, if you are the director, you will have the very clear idea with you. If you are the cameraman or the, you know, the photographer, you will have the very clear idea with you about what camera I'm going to use, what lighting I'm going to use, etc. Even before starting to the actual shoot, so that when you're starting the shooting, everything is very clear to you. Everything is very smooth to you to go ahead, right? For animation, what it happens, I think you have noticed in the last class, documentary on Pixar I have sent. Animation, what it happens, before starting the animation, they put all the storyboard panels on the wall, okay? And the director will actually narrate the whole story through the storyboard to other people who will give their, you know, suggestions, if they're expert suggestions that, no, you can change this one or you can change that one. After you start the animation, it's very difficult to change something because it's a lot of work to do in an animation, right? So before starting the animation itself, if you have the complete storyboard, you can think that, okay, my panel number or shot number 54 needs to be changed. So I can include some other, or I can show, or I can have a different camera angle to that particular scene. All right. So it's much more easier to do the production if you have a complete pre-production, if you have a nice story, if you have a nice script. If you don't prepare a good script, then it's very difficult to make a storyboard, because storyboard is based on scripts, right? So you need to have a good detailed script before you start with the storyboard. Similarly, you need to have a very good storyboard before you start shooting or making the animation film or shooting the film. Got it? So storyboarding can be drawings, sketches, reference images, or even photographs to represent each frame. There are directors who uses photographs of real place of the location, okay, and edit them something to make the storyboard. All right, but mostly it's some drawings or sketching, okay. Description of the shot, any relevant information on the shot or dialogue or composition, okay. Shot specs, that is what is the size of the shot, what is the length. For example, if there are different lengths, camera length, right? 45 mm, 30 mm, 50 mm, 60 mm, wide angle shot. So there are different camera angle, camera lens length. If there is a, for example, a scene which is, there are a lot of details in the scene, then you need to use a wide angle lens, right? Because you need to include as much as detail as possible. But if there is a close-up view, okay, if there is a close-up shot, then you might be using a 35 mm film, a 35 mm lens, so that you can show the detail in the face, but not in the background. Okay, so all these things needs to be written, or how you are drawing in the storyboard, you can actually mention it that this close-up shot needs 35 mm film. Or even if your drawing is clear, then the cameraman will have a very clear idea that, okay, this is a close-up shot, so I need to use a small lens rather than a wide angle lens, etc. Okay. Description of the shot, for example, the lighting. I want a low key light. That means I want a low lighting. I don't want too much light in the scene. Got it? If it's a night scene, okay, or there are a lot of dialogues in the scene, so you can write the dialogues. All right. So you can write the description of the shot also in the storyboard. Arrows to indicate camera or character movement, or how each shot connects to the next. We will come to this last point later, how we are actually doing the storyboarding. Okay. Why storyboarding is essential? Because it is a presentational tool. It is indispensable. It is must for explaining your project idea to others. See, if you are telling that I'm going to make a film, I will ask you, okay, where's the script? You told me this is the script. You read the script to me. It's better to have a storyboard, right? Because it is, you can actually show me the whole storyboard and make me understand that what is going to be happening in the whole film. Okay, I don't have an idea of the lighting, for example, or the background design, for example, in the script, right? You are writing, you are in the script, you are writing that inside a home, inside a house shot, right? Now, how is actually the background of the home is, how is the room, or what are the furnitures? What is the color of the wall? I don't know these details from the script. The script don't have so much detail in it, right? You just write that inside a room shot or inside a room scene. Now, how the room is going to be, if you are drawing it in the storyboard, I am getting a very clear idea. Okay, this is the furniture of the room. This is the color of the wall. These are the different other things in the room, which will explain the character or the story in a better way. For example, if you're writing that my character is a very rich person, then you can't draw, I mean, if when you're drawing the room, then the room must show it's a very rich person's home, right? Now that thing you can't give that detail in a script, but while you are making the storyboard, you can draw that background in detail and give us a clear idea that, okay, this will be the setting of the room, right? So if I'm the director of the film, I can tell you, no, change these things, okay? Or if I'm the photographer, I mean the DOP or the director of photography or the cameraman, then I can tell you, okay, I'm going to put the camera here, and this is the lens I'm going to use. Okay, here it will be the lighting. In this direction, the light will come, right? So these things can be very clear. I mean, if you have a detailed storyboard with you. Okay, without the storyboarding, it's much more difficult to explain, right? It's a planning tool critical for pre-visualizing your project. Pre-visualizing means you imagine the whole film or your video before even you are making it. Like I said, how is going to be my room? How is the characters going to be? Very, very important part of the storyboarding is how the characters look. I mean, what is the characters will look like, right? So how is the characters going to be? How is the background? How is the vehicles, a car? If I have written that my character has a car in the script, what car? Okay, which model, which year? Because as a production designer, I need to find that car, right? So for a film, I need to find this car. Now, if you are not mentioning which car, it's difficult. But if you have a storyboard, I can look into the picture of the car, or I can look into the drawing of your car, and I can go and find a similar looking car, right? So it's like pre-visualizing your project. Before even starting to make the filming or making the animation, you have a complete and clear idea about how your film is going to be looking like in the storyboard itself, right? So it's a very, very important planning tool, and it's a collaboration catalyst that puts your team on the same page. Like I said, if you, for example, the whole of your class, you have around 48 students. So 48 students, you are together making a film, right? Now you will have different groups. For example, few of you will be writing the script, few of you will be writing the story, drawing the storyboard, few of you will be handling the camera, right? Few of you will be selecting the actors for your film. Okay, so you have maybe 5 or 6 groups, right? You have one director or a group of directors, right? So what you should do, you should prepare one storyboard, first the script and the storyboard. Then you discuss the whole storyboard in your class so that all of you have a clear idea about, okay, this will be my film. So whatever department you are working in, maybe you are the costume designer, maybe you are the production designer, or maybe you are just handling the lighting, right? Whatever role you are playing in making that film, all of you have a single complete idea about what your film will look like. So none of you are confused, right? So the storyboarding will give us, because for example, you are only reading the script, you have, each of you have different different ways of, you know, just imagining the things. For example, if I'm saying that it's an old home, right? I'm telling you this word, it's an old home, it's an old house. Now, some of you may be imagining the old house as a village house. Some of you may be imagining the old house as a city house, as an urban house, right? So all of you have different imaginations about an old house. If I'm telling you to draw an old house, maybe each of you will draw an old house, but different houses, right? So that will be difficult for me if I am a director and if I'm planning and if I'm telling you to arrange an old house or look for an old house where we will do the shooting. All of you will come up with different locations. But if I'm giving you a drawing that this is my old house, this is how my old house should look like, so all of you will know, okay, how your old house will be. Got it? So this is one, storyboarding is extremely important for projects of especially animations, because before starting to do anything in animation, you have to do everything yourself in a software. So before starting to do all the detailing, all the works and everything, all of you should, all of the people will have a clear idea about what is required, what you are actually doing. Got it? So this is why, because of the planning part, because every one of you will be on the same page, every one of you will have a very clear idea about the project before you start it, right? These are the reasons why storyboarding is extremely essential. Now, how we do the storyboarding? We basically prepared the screen. We have the screenplay or the script. We first consider the details of every scene. Okay, the physical space, the wardrobe, the blocking, staging, action, etc. What is a physical space that is used in the scene? What are the dresses? If there are characters, what colored dresses they are wearing, what kind of dresses they are wearing. Blocking means what are my main shots? If I have five, one scene might contain 3 or 4 different shots. Main shot, okay? Zooming, fading out, those are not considered as shot. Those are camera movements. But main shot is maybe 4 or 5 main shots. So you need to decide on that. Long shot, medium shot, close-up shot, whatever it is. Staging, where I'm going to put the camera, where I'm going to, where the characters will move, etc. Okay. So all these things we need to consider. We need to think first for each and every scene. This phase is considered as breaking down the script, meaning marking the script, okay, where you highlight all the key elements that will affect the storyboard. Okay, so if there is a character description, so a character, maybe John, okay, John is where in the script you have written John, 25 years old, young college guy, okay. So how the description will be throughout the storyboard, John will be 25 years old, young college guy, unless and until there is a change in the story. Got it. So I will mark that and I will keep that in mind whenever I'm drawing John in the storyboard, he will be looking like the same. Or if there is a particular space, okay, which will come again and again. All right, in the story, if there is one single space that will come 2 or 3 times or multiple number of times in the film, then that should look the same in my storyboard. Okay, so all this detailing should be done. That's your first step. You need to sit with the script and your script should guide you to do the storyboard. So in each scene, you need to think that, okay, this is my background. I need a background for this. I mean, an interior shot for this. I need to even show outside the window. If there is a shot like this, a character is standing in front of a window, then I need to show outside the window. So what is outside the house? Is there is any garden, or is there any is there is a road, okay, or is there is a sea or mountain or whatever, okay? So that you need, those things you need to plan. The more planning you will do with your screenplay or your script, the better your storyboard will look. Okay, the very first step is to read your script and visualize it as an audience, how the audience will like to see the film. Okay, you need to visualize it. You need to think about it. Okay, that's the first step. That's the most important thing before starting to do the storyboard. Do read the script, mark the script, okay, break down the script into highlights that the key elements of your storyboarding is, okay. What are the locations? What are the costumes? What are the different props? What are the sets? Who are the cast members? How important is each element and how will it look? All these things you have to think, okay. If there is a location like a city location, okay, urban location, so how the city will look like, what kind of city it is, right? The costume, what time period it is. For example, you are making a film about 1940s. In 1940, what kind of dresses the people used to wear? But so if you are drawing a character with today's costume, how we generally wear the shirts, or the costume that we wear, the dresses that we wear, in 1940s people didn't used to wear this kind of dresses. So you need to think that what are the kind of costumes, what are the props, what are the things a character is using. You need to think like that. What are the sets, like location, right? Who are the cast members? So all these things you need to decide in the storyboarding. Go scene to scene, analyze the screenplay, decide how you want each scene to look and how you want to shoot it. All right. So that is one thing I have told you before also. Each scene must be analyzed and it must be thought about, it must be visualized, you must visualize it so that you know that how you want to make this scene look in a film, right? And in storyboard, you need to draw that shot by shot. Some writers are incredibly detailed. They'll coordinate every punch and kick of the fight sequence. So some writers are extremely detailed. Okay, so if there is any fight sequence, they will draw each and every punch, each and every scene of it. Okay, or they will write. Okay, others will simply write they fight in the script. Both are valid. There are scripts where it is written how two characters are fighting, what kind of fight it is, right? And in some script it is written that the two characters are fighting. That's it. Okay. As a storyboard artist, you need to think in both of the cases and draw your stuff. So if it is they fight, if it is just written that characters are fighting, then you need to think like you're in your own imagination, and you need to draw each shot about how these characters are fighting and everything. But if there is in a script, it's detailed written, okay, how they are fighting, everything is detailed written, Then you need to read it properly and draw the panels, draw the storyboard panels based on that. Okay, so these are the steps. The very first step is very, very important, reading the script and visualizing it. Okay, planning on the details, whether locations, costumes, props, sets, etc. Okay, breaking down the script. What are the essential things? What are the key elements of your scripts are? All right, that is the first and the most important part. Sketch out your subjects. The most important objects in your storyboard are the actors or your characters, right? So you need to make them, you need to draw them. You need to sketch out the subjects, okay? How your characters will look like, okay? Other objects only need attention when they matter to the story. But for example, I can write a character is driving a car, okay? If the car is somewhat in the focus of a shot, then it is important. If I'm showing that a character is going in the car on the road and it's a long shot, it's not very important that what kind of car it is and what is the detail of the car, etc. But if there is the car is important in the story or any particular scene, okay, then I have to draw detail of the car. Okay, so some things can be left some as not in very detail. It's with like, for example, I can write the character is using a pen. Okay, the character is writing something with a pen. Now, if I am not focusing my camera on the pen in any shot, I don't have to worry about the pen a lot. What kind of pen it is, what company pen it is, whether it's a fountain pen or whether it's a ball pen or whatever it is, right? But if there is a particular close-up shot of the pen, right, then I have to draw the pen in detail that this is the kind of pen I want. Got it? So some things can only be drawn in detail when it is important. Other times it's not important. That if I'm showing a character writing something from a medium shot, maybe the pen, people will not even look at the pen, right? It's not even focus of the scene of the camera. So it's not very important to draw every single detail. Sometimes you can leave something sketchy, okay, with less details. Sketchy means with less details. But sometimes some things need to be drawn with more detailing, you know. Draw the background. Again, backgrounds are very, very important, right? That where my action is taking place, where the character is standing. All right. So along with the subject or character, you need a background in your image to orient the viewers. You will inform the viewer where your character is. Your background can be as simple as line or as elaborate as layered complex scenery in storyboards. Right. But whatever it is, it can be simply drawn or whether it can be more detailed. It needs to be very clear. Okay, if I am looking at the storyboard, I should understand, okay, these are buildings, or this is in the background is a countryside, or the background is a sea beach, or whatever it is. Okay, so it should be clear. The idea should be clear. The drawing style depends on you. Not every panel requires an elaborate background. For those focused on characters or character movement, you can get away with simple horizon lines and stick figures. This will prepare you for your shoot just fine. For example, look at this picture. Okay, now this shot have a detailed background because the background is mainly in the shot. The character is, this is a long shot. The character is jumping, right? The character detailing is not that much, but there is a background detailing. Right? Even here also, there are cars, there is a road, there are people on the road, all those detailings are there because that is what is mostly in the shot. The character is very, very small, all right? But in this shot, in this top shot, this is a close-up shot of this character face. its color, it's much more detail on this shot, but on the background, there are very simple lines that describes this is a city. There are buildings behind the character, but not that much detail is required because this is a close-up shot. So the focus is on the character's face, not on the background. Everything will be blurred even in the camera shot. Okay, so not in every scene you need to do the same kind of detailing. It depends on what kind of scene you are, what kind of shot you are showing. If there is a shot where the character is important, the background, it can be just suggestions or can be very sketchy. But if in some shots where it is more important for the background to show, the character in a long shot, especially long shot or extra long shot, where the backgrounds are very, very important, then you need to show it in detail. Okay, arrows for motion. For example, we in a storyboard, we use different arrows in before I have mentioned one, arrows to indicate camera or character movement or a cue, how each shot connects to the next, right? So we add these arrows, which are very important part of the storyboarding. Arrows indicate motion of the scene. All right. So in this top panel, you can actually see that, sorry. You can actually see here, there is an arrow inside this panel. Got it? So this, in the film, it will be, this character is moving that side. The camera is fixed here. The character is moving in the right-hand side. Or this one is, the character is moving towards the left-hand side. Okay? So when I'm using an arrow inside the scene, okay, it means that the character is, there is a movement in the character. So in this scene, the character is moving in the left-hand side, or this character is moving in the right-hand side. All right. This means if there are arrows outside, all right, this means the camera is zooming out or pushing out. Got it? So this is why to explain the camera movements, it is important, or the character movements, to explain the movements, we use arrows inside the storyboard, in the storyboard. Okay, even here you can actually see there is an arrow in the storyboard. Sorry about this. I'm not using a mouse now, that's a problem. Yeah, so here there is no arrow. Okay, in this shot there is no arrow because it's a close-up shot of the character. The character is not moving much. Okay, but here there is an arrow. Look into that. That the character is coming like this and going this side. Okay, there is an arrow over here. So the character is going that side. So this is to explain that we use arrows in a storyboard. It's very, very important. When you will be, I will demonstrate you how to draw the storyboard, then you will get a better idea about it. Okay. So these are the few steps, and this is a concise definition about what a storyboard is. Now let us see some videos to get a clear idea. So this is a scene from the film Frozen 2, and this is a storyboard above. Okay, this is a scene below from the actual film, and this is the storyboard above. Look into it carefully. So here you can actually see the lighting in the storyboard, that the light is just coming from the behind. See, it's not much detailed, but we can understand the lighting. It's just coming from the behind, and look at the actual scene. It's very similar. The lighting is very similar. The light is just coming from this window, right? And the rest and the front portion, the rest of the parts are dark. So basically in the storyboard, they will write this scene description in the side. Look into the usage of the lighting. Okay, there is some changes. Of course, there will be some changes from the storyboard to the main scene, but the major things are the same. Like there is a mirror, there's a reflection of the girl, and this room is dark, only there is a light source in front of the girl, a similar kind of thing in the film also. So different camera shots, long shot, close-up shot, medium shot. This is a long shot. This is a medium shot. The basic expression will be also shown. So this kind of background pictures also can be used to define that there is a, a background sky in the animation needs to be done. Now here, the expression of the character is more important than the background. Okay, so it's just the character expression, the movement is drawn rather than drawing the background in detail. Here, the background is more important. That is why it's drawn in much detail. Because it's a night scene, then this much detail is fine because it's a night scene. Even in the real film, this will be all in silhouette. This will be all in black or in darkness, right? So this much detail is fine if it's a night scene. Again, the light source, the expressions, the movements, the location. Now that the location have changed, light is coming from here and reflecting over on these rocks. There's a reflection. There is a water here, a lake or something, right? So this kind of effects. Now look into the more detail in the backgrounds. Okay, so this is how it's basically done. Next video. Yeah. Another example. So here it's this kind of description of the particular shot. It's written Okay, it's from Jurassic Park. I don't know whether you have seen this movie about the dinosaurs, Jurassic Park. Okay, this is the scene, main scene, and the steam vanishes, the raptors look and sees. So this kind of description can be written. This is the actual scene from the film. Okay. Here the steam is vanishing and the raptor, this is the dinosaur. This is the scene and this is the storyboard below. There are holes in this. This is a robot. It's from Terminator, second part. And this will be slowly vanishing. So 3 panels are drawn. Here the holes are bigger. Here the holes are getting smaller and finally it vanishes. This is the real scene from the film. Okay. Again, that's the actual scene and this is the storyboard. This is the drawing. Okay. Even it can be as simple as this. So this is the actual scene, but this is a storyboard. Look into the storyboard, how much simple it is. But I mean, I'm not asking you to draw as simple as this. This will take more time for you because you should have a very clear idea about how your about the making of the film. Okay, so you can do it once you are more clear. So you don't have to do in this much simple drawings. You have to do a little more complex drawing. This is another example, a fight scene. Okay, so how the camera angle will be, and so this is a shot of the fight, and this is like the blood is coming out and all those things. Again, another example. This is how it actually happens. This is background, you can see. This is the storyboard, all right? So this person, maybe the director or the story writer, or he is explaining the whole stuff. That is, this is how the film is going to happen to the other members of the filmmaking. Okay, so the more, this is, again, there's a background. These are all the storyboards. Okay, this is how it happens in the film. So this room is full of storyboards. So if you're starting from one side, you can and reach the other end, you can actually see the whole film in the storyboard itself before, if it even if it is before it is made, right? Before the whole animation process or before the whole shooting starts, you have a complete idea about the whole film. So this is a rough thumbnail. Before doing again the final storyboard, you can just plan something, then you can do the final storyboard with all the detailing. Another example. Okay, another example. And this is the final scene. This is the storyboard, final storyboard panel, and this is the final shot. This is the storyboard panel, this is the final shot. This is the storyboard panel, this is the final shot. So this is the basic, this is the storyboard format. Okay, here this is the panel, you draw it over here. Scene number, of course you need to write. Okay, so scene number 1 maybe will have 4 panels or 5 panels or 6 panels or 7 panels, whatever. Okay, description is whatever it's written, I mean whatever is happening in the scene. So all of you, I will send you one picture of this. All of you, while you are doing the storyboard, should follow this format. Clear? All of you should follow this format while you are doing the storyboard. You should have a square, I mean a rectangle box where you are drawing the scene number, where you're drawing the shots. The scene number should be written here and the description below. So this is the drawing. For example, this is the drawing of the shot. scene number, whatever scene number, description, Great Hall, troops facing side. Great Hall, troops are facing sideways. Okay, so this is how we write the description. Not a lot of description. Some shots might require more descriptions if there are a lot of movements. Okay, or else simple descriptions, it's fine. And this is the final shot. Okay, so you can see the similarity, how much detail this storyboard is. It can be like this also, shots number 1, shot number 2, shot number 3, scene like under scene number 1 or scene number 2, there might be different number of shots. Okay, again another example, another example. Okay, so you can get an idea about how the storyboard is ever here. Like this is the first shot. This is the first shot. This is the second shot. First shot showing the location. Second shot. So there is an arrow. So this bird is flying towards this side. You can see the arrow. This bird is flying towards this side in the particular shot. Again, it is filled up with birds. Then it's showing the girl smoking, a small close-up shot of the girl, another close-up shot of the girl with a different expression. Right? So, okay, it's coming like this. Yeah. You can actually see again another arrow, another bird is coming. The face, it's turning this way. So in the particular shot, this actor is turning the face this way. So that is why this arrow is given. Okay. So this is how the storyboarding is done. Drawing the scene, dividing the scene shot by shot. All these are more another example from the storyboard and from the original scene. Another example from the storyboard and from the original scene. Storyboard, original scene. Arrows, very important thing. Okay, so in the storyboard, an arrow is given. So that means this character is moving this way. In the scene, this character will be moving this way. That is why this arrow is given. So when I'm shooting the film, here the character is moving that way. Got it? So this is how it actually happens. So in this, doors open. That means, see, arrow is given. These doors are opening. Okay. The dialogue is going up, sir. Okay. And these doors are opening. So in the film, doors are opening. This is a scene. So wide angle shot, again, it's written. And this dinosaurs are coming in from the outside of the door towards this camera, right? That is why arrows are given like this. And these characters are coming from this part of the scene to here. That is why arrow is given. Any arrow move inside the panel refers to movement of the characters. Again, I repeat, any arrow inside the panel refers to movements of the characters. Okay. Okay, so you have just seen how the character have moved. I'll show you again. Okay, the character have gone from down to up, putting the hand. Okay, look into the storyboard. So this is the drawing, how the arrow is. Okay, so it explains that the character is coming from the below part of the of this shot to up. Cars, arrows means cars are coming towards the camera, right? In this direction, the cars are coming. This is the same. Here, the arrow is given from inside to outside. That means the characters will come and move out of the camera, out of the shot. This is the original shot. Okay. Here, from outside to inside. Okay, the character will run from outside to inside, and this is the original shot. Okay, so the character is entering the scene. Here the camera arrow is here. That means the character is coming towards again from outside to inside. Okay, outside to inside means outside of the camera's view to inside the shot. Okay, this is how the head is actually falling down. Okay. Here it is moving like this. The dinosaur is coming like this and hitting this. Okay. Pan after impact means pan. The movement of the camera is panning. So the camera will move this side. Okay. Once after the dinosaur is hitting this door, this camera will move this side. The dinosaur is coming inside, hitting the door. The camera is then moving outside. So the camera movements, arrows, are outside of the panel. Any character movements are inside the panel. Remember these two different movements. The camera movement is shown by drawing the arrow outside the panel. The character movements are shown drawing the arrows inside the panel. Okay, this rectangle box is your panel. Okay, this way that dinosaur is moving here. This way the camera will move towards your left. So this is the shot. Got it? So this is the storyboard drawing where the arrow is given here. That means the dinosaur will come and hit this one. And after the impact, the camera will move here and show this girl, right? This is the original shot in the movie. The dinosaur is hitting here, and now the camera is moving that side towards your left and showing the girl. Got it? Camera movements. You need to mention the camera movements. Dolly shot, that means the camera is moving along with the character outside. Okay, so the camera is moving along with the character. Here, this is the character. Here, this is the arrow, again, outside the box. So the camera is moving along with the character. Here, this character is moving towards a window and the camera is moving behind this character. Okay, here so this one, arrows, 4 arrows inside of the story, the panel, okay, referring to the camera moving inside. Okay, so this is how the camera moves. Here, the car is here and 4 arrows outside, towards the outside direction. This is towards the inside direction, right? The before one, towards the inside direction, and this is the outside direction. So the camera will zoom out, basically. Okay, again, here the camera is zoom in, and the car is moving in front. Okay, this is a zoom in shot. Again, from this shot, there are arrows going outside towards the outside direction. Again, zoom in. Okay, sorry, zoom out. So this is a zoom out shot again. So this is a zoom out shot. So the camera will move from here. There's a box here. So the camera will zoom out from this part to show the whole background and details. Got it? You can see this black color box here. So the first shot will be this one, and the camera will slowly move out, zoom out to show the whole detail. Look into the shot, the movie shot. This was a small box with the detail, and it moved to show the whole background. Again, these two characters are running this way, and the camera is panning. Okay, so after this character is running and reaching here, the camera will also move along with the character. Okay. Pan with Prince, this is a character, and the camera is panning this will pan this way. Again, this means, sorry. This means again, this is the first zoom shot. Okay, the camera will be zooming in only this part. Then it will slowly zoom out and show the whole character. This is a shot, only this part. Then it will again arrow. All the characters are moving out of the coming towards the scene and moving out. Here it's a scene. Okay, again, the camera will follow with this legs of the dinosaur. The camera will follow the legs of this person. Low angle shot. Okay, description of the shot. The truck in the background as Mosh Pit enter and towards the truck leading onto the street. Okay, so this is the camera angle shot. Movement of the whole camera. Okay, look into the storyboard. How the characters are shown. This is a fight sequence, and how the detail of the fight scene are shown. Okay, again, detailing of the scene. Okay, then again, got it. This way it's been shown panel by panel. Look into it again. First storyboard, first shot. Next detail. Third detail, there's leg and have come and crushed the skull. Fourth detail, it's showing the leg a little up. Fifth detail, showing the body a little. Last detail, showing the face and the upper body. Again, some action scenes. Okay. So this is how it's done, the whole storyboard. Example from this film, Mad Max. So some storyboards are extremely detailed with lot of action scenes drawn and all. So these are alternatives to storyboard, like you can use pictures, okay, from the real location. Okay. From comics, if you're making a film from comics, you can use the direct reference from comic drawings. Okay, in animation, we make this kind of animatics where we make the major scenes first or photographs from action. Okay, so this is called pre-vis or pre-visualization, just some action scenes, then we make it in the final scene. Again, another example of this is the camera, I mean, this is the real film and this is the storyboard. So mostly what we do is we take most of the references from a storyboard. I will send you these videos also, separate videos also, so that you can take a look yourself. And so basically we take the references from the storyboard to make the film. And without a proper storyboard, it's very, very difficult to actually make an animation film first and make a properly planned film. We need some sort of storyboard always. Okay. So to go back to the PPT, just to give you a very overall idea. Yeah. So that is what a storyboard is. It's all about a graphic representation of how your video will be shot by shot. Very important. The first step is story. You have written the story, then you have prepared the script. You have divided the story into different scenes. Then you prepare the storyboard where each scenes can be divided into different camera shots. How you are going to show the scenes and in the course the whole film to the audience. Okay, through different camera shots. Okay, so that's very, very important in storyboarding. So drawing, description of the each shot, etc. Drawing, sketches, images, photographs, etc. The shot lengths, etc. Arrows, very important part of the storyboard. So all these things consist of a storyboard. Why it is essential? Because it is a major tool to pre-visualize your whole project. Before making the animation or before starting to shoot, you can pre-visualize your whole project, that this is how my film is going to look. This is how my whole plan of the film is. All right. And to have everyone in the sync, if you have a 50 members team or 100 members team, or 1,000 members team, all of them will have the storyboard. So all of them will know what is going to happen in the final look of the film. Okay. Steps is first, of course, mark the screenplay, whatever, read your screenplay, mark the screenplay, what's going to be the background, how the characters will look like, how the location is, costume is, props is, sets is, etc. Okay. Sketch your subjects, the main characters. You need to do some basic sketching to find the characters, and some, of course, whatever detail it's required, you need to do it. If there is a car scene, if there is a aeroplane scene, if there is whatever it's detail that you need to do in detail. Draw the background. The background drawing is equally important because it shows where the whole scene is taking place, what kind of building it is, etc. I have not mentioned one point, that is lighting. You need to refer to the lighting also. If it's a day shot, if it's a night shot, then there will be some darkness in the background. If it's a day shot, then there will be shadows from which direction light is coming, etc. and arrows for motion. So as I said, any arrows inside the panel is the movement of the character. Any arrows outside the panel is movement of the camera. Okay. So there are different types of arrows we use in the storyboard. When we will start doing the storyboard, you will know that much better, and I will show you that also. But there are different types of arrows we use always in a storyboard to show different types of movements. Okay, so this is basically the first introductory class of storyboarding. I don't know how much time is left. I think 15-20 minutes are left. But anyways, I will be sending those videos to you. You can take a look into them and get more clear idea. And next class, I will be showing you how to do a storyboard, how to draw a panel of storyboarding, maybe 5 or 6 panels, and then you can do along with me. Okay. What I need to do you for this week is the scripts that you have written. As I said here, mark your screenplay, do that. Okay, majorly write along with the script. What are the different shots? You can plan it. You don't have to write it. You don't have to draw it, anything. Just read your own scripts. Okay, you can read your own script. Whatever scripts you have written in the last test, read your scripts and plan it. You can write some notes at the side of the script that this is how, I mean, this scene can have 4 shots or 5 shots. Okay, this scene can have 3 shots. Okay, write some camera angles. This can be this can have a close-up shot. This can have a medium shot. This can have a long shot. Plan it in your own heads by yourself. You don't have to submit me. You don't have. This is not an assignment. This is just your own exercise. Read your script 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number of times and break it down to make it prepared to do a storyboarding. Okay, so this is your own exercise. You can do it in your dorm. This is for your own. You don't have to show it to me also. Do it for your own self. You will get a better idea. Okay, next class we will start doing the storyboard. So all of you, I repeat, all of you, every one of you should bring the sketchbook, pencil, eraser, ruler, if you want a pen to the class. And if you're doing digitally, then you should have the digital files or everything together to make the storyboard. Okay, so along with this video, I will send you the other 2-3 videos, the explanatory videos that I have. You can take a look at them and read your own script in the meantime. Okay, and think of it that how I can divide each scenes into shots and I can draw the storyboard. Okay, think of it. Okay, this is your own planning. All right. So we will meet in the next class. For now, bye. Take care, everyone.